He tricked me into writing him a $2,500 check. He said, look, if you don't quit your job by January 1st, 2017, I'm going to cash this check. And 3 months later, I quit my job. I could teach people what not to do. I learned all kinds of ways and things not to do.
Sometimes it's just being lucky. Sometimes it's being a
Yeah.
pass. Sometimes it's knowing the right people to have connections to bring into the deal. All right, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Todd Chunn from Detroit, Michigan. That's my main focus. I work all in Michigan, but I'm known as the Detroit guy, and
Known as the mayor of
I live
Detroit.
locally. That's what they say sometimes, yeah.
You know that place
So,
like the
but I've
back of
been
your hand.
wholesaling oh yeah, every zip code. If you give me a street, I'll tell you the zip code, or if you give me a zip code, I know the numbers. I know it really well. I know 90% of Detroit well.
Pretty incredible. No, that's awesome, man. Thank you for coming on today. Tell me, how did you get started into real estate?
Yeah, I came out of the Marine Corps back it was in the early 90s, okay? And
Wow.
then I found a job. There was an ad in the paper. It said something about home improvement, working for a home improvement company. Went in there, no, working in a factory. It was funny. Went to apply for the job. I was the only one there with a shirt and tie on, and the line was 100 people long. So the owners brought me up to the front of the line, and they said, "Look, it was all a scam. They didn't have a factory, and they just were looking for canvassers to knock doors to sell home improvement for their salesmen."
Oh my God.
So it was in Detroit, and I loved every minute of it, man. I loved it walking up and down the streets. The job was to get inside the house. I would knock steel doors, security doors. I'd be knocking, and I'd whistle so they would hear me, and they'll come to the door. And I would whisper because the job was to get them to open that door. I said, "Hi," and I go, "Hi, ma'am. My name's Todd. I'm here with so and so company. Here's one of our flyers." They'll open the door, and as they're opening the door, I would say, "Is it okay to step in?" And I would walk right in. That was my thing. We did this in the middle of the winter. The job trying to get in, it didn't matter. Trying to get inside to warm up, and then as I'm in the door, I would take off my rubber booties, right? And then I'd go sit on their couch, and I'd say, "Come on, come sit by me. Come sit by me."
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I learned from an old time, I call that the old time salesman.
Right.
And I had no sales experience whatsoever. They taught me, I did it.
Yeah.
So they come sit down, and then I said, look, we're raffling off a 52-inch TV back then. That was big,
Yeah,
right?
that
A
was big
52-inch
back then.
TV.
Yeah.
And then I'd get their name, I'd get their phone number, I'll get their email address, and then I'd rip it, I'll keep the one half, and then I'd go and put it on the refrigerator or something. And then I'll just say, look, maybe not now, but the next time you're ready to do some home improvements, what's the next project that you're going to do around your house? Boom. They would tell me the bathroom. So I'd get up, let's go look at it. And I'd be in the bathroom. We're looking at it.
They're like, "Who's this dude in my house? Like, how the hell did he get in here?"
Exactly. And then the thing was, my uncle, he's going to be in the neighborhood later today. I could have him swing by. He could tell you about this certain program we got going on, blah, 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 blah. Boom. I'd get my uncle in the house. He would sell the home improvement. I'd keep walking down the streets in the neighborhood. So that was pretty cool. But long story short, that's where I started with that company. And then they got a mortgage company. I started selling mortgages. I became vice president of the company. It was 22, 23 years there. And that's where I learned the streets of Detroit. We would run 11 appointments a day, going to the house, refinancing their houses, helping them out, pay their bills. They had a 30-year mortgage. I'd give them a 15, give them money, pay off all of that, things like that. And then in 2016, what's that company name? The guy that was on the radio, a fortune builder guy. He's on the radio. I'm coming to Detroit. I'm going to teach you how to flip houses, this and that. Free seminar. And I'm like, I never took a day off, never went on vacation. I was just working, trying to make it. I always felt if I take a day off, that's the time they're going to replace me, or take a week off, they're going to replace me. That's the mindset I had. So I took a day off, a Friday, and went to that seminar. They talked about wholesaling. I couldn't believe it. And I went and researched it a little bit. And within 4 months, I went to a meetup, met a guy there. He said, look, you should be on your own. Detroit like the back of your hand. this and that. He tricked me into writing him a $2,500 check and said, look, if you don't quit your job by January 1st, 2017, I'm going to cash this check. And that's the day 3 months later, I quit my job, burned the bridge, and went crazy trying to survive the next couple years.
Was it
Yeah.
pretty, what is this, a struggle, or did you get into it pretty quickly, or how were those first couple of years?
Man, it was a struggle because I got a partner. I thought I was doing too much. We opened up a property management company. We started flipping 5 to 10 houses at a time,
Damn.
borrowing money from everybody,
Mhm.
wholesaling, just,
Too much. Can't nail
just
it down.
way too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I always say now I could teach people what not to do. I
Oh yeah.
learned all kinds of ways and things not to do.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. I was thinking of one I bought today, how even after I found out the lady had a $15,000 COVID loan on the back of it. And then I found out it had horrible foundation problems, and it just
Hmm.
kept on red flag, like, hey, it's time to walk away
Right.
from the deal. And I just dug my heels in, and I still have that property to this day. But
Yeah.
those deals will teach you, you know what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
now if the deal's too skinny, I'm telling, get out of my face. Like, I ain't got time. Versus I see these younger kids who maybe don't have as much deal flow. They're trying to squeeze it, and they need this to be a deal. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't have time for it now. So it teaches you, absolutely. So it's cool.
Yeah.
You were getting primed to be a rock star investor from the time you started that first company, door to door sales, and then the mortgage and being all over. So that's cool. Primed you for where you're at now.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought the company I worked for, great family. I thought they were the only ones in town doing this. That's how naive I was. And then once I went to that seminar or that whatever it was, everyone was doing it. There's a lot of flippers out there, a lot of people, and the community was very friendly. I had no idea it was like that. I always thought it was cutthroat. You don't tell anyone, you
Mhm,
don't
mhm.
teach anyone, you don't show them your cards type of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Because during that, when I was with that company towards the end, we got into going to the foreclosure auctions. I always told them, let's get to this foreclosure auction because we were buying at the tax foreclosure tax auction. So I learned all that. And then the foreclosure auction opened my eyes, and I met some more investors that were doing it for many years, buying these houses for nothing at the foreclosure auction. So,
That's awesome. Let's talk about your success now. Could you speak to that apartment deal that you just closed? I want people to see like how amazing real estate can be. They're not all like that. I'd say you're probably the top 1%, but there's some amazing deals that can change your life out there. Do you feel
yeah,
comfortable talking about that?
yeah, I don't mind. It went on for a couple of years. We're working this lead, great seller, ready to get it closed. I actually had a partner at the time that was going to buy it. He was going to get financing. And then another wholesaler got it that really didn't even have it under contract, got it under or sold it to another buyer. And you could see they forged the purchase agreement. All of it was wrong. So it ended up in court and we had to step back. It ended up in court. COVID hit. And then the judge mentioned to the owner that you cannot collect any rents. So now he almost a year and a half with no rents, people not paying.
Oh,
It was just a total mess
that's
for him.
tough.
And
Yeah.
he ended up winning in court and he had to go after him and this and that. And then he called me back and said, look, I got it. We had it for 800,000 at one time. And he goes, I got an appraisal at a mill. If you want it for a mill, you can have it. I said, okay. And then after doing all our due diligence, and I brought a partner on with the cash to buy it because
Mhm.
there's no way, it's really hard to wholesale an
Yeah,
apartment
you
complex.
can't. Yeah, yeah. People, they
You
want to
know,
do their due diligence, and it's just they don't move like that. It's not like a $50,000 house.
yeah. And then you got leases, and usually the leases were no good. The collection, anytime a seller gives you information, just figure it's not correct. A lot of people
Absolutely.
don't keep the right books and things in that nature. So
Yep.
you're buying it at a huge discount. And then, so my partner, I chose owns a lot of apartment complexes, owns a property management company, has apartments in Detroit, all over different states. So I knew and he had the cash. So he could stroke the check. And I learned a lot. Like, example, he goes, look, we're going to buy it. We're going to do a phase one inspection because the next buyer is probably going to need it when they go get financing. After we did the phase one, and that was like 4 or 5 grand. And then after the phase one, we have to do they made us do a phase two inspection. And that's when they do environmental and stuff like that. I don't even know what I'm talking about when I
Mhm.
say it. I just know
Mhm.
what they told me.
Yeah.
So he knew how to do it and get it done. After we closed on it, a week before closing, there was a shooting in the building. The cops were there. It
Can't
was
believe.
just like a total mess. So it could have blew the deal. We found a buyer. It was like a unicorn buyer. He came in and we had quite a few people involved. And then we got it to the closing table.
Yeah. Yeah. What, how much did you end up making on that one?
That one with everyone involved, probably, I'll be honest, I don't want to say it just in
Okay,
case
you're
someone,
good.
you
You're
know what I
good. No,
mean?
I get it. It's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was good.
it was good.
The guy that brought the money did really well, and
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
well.
yeah. I do. Yeah, I get it. I've have a few of those
Yeah.
ones where it's like my reels have been clipped, and when they're doing so, and I'm like, hey, dude, take that off. I don't want people hearing that because it's
Yeah,
tough, and you don't want to ever make anybody feel less than. But I just want to say, there you can make some crazy good money, and it can change your life. And sometimes it's just being lucky. Sometimes it's being a
yeah,
badass. Sometimes it's knowing the right people to have connections to bring into the deal. Like that guy, you probably
right.
couldn't have got it closed without him. And then
It would have been
you
tough.
have also a Facebook group as well, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's
7,000 members, right?
yeah, something like
Somewhere
that.
around that. Yeah. Impressive.
It's TC Deals Detroit is the
Sweet.
Facebook group. Yeah,
Sweet.
so
Sweet.
had that for a while. Now I'm starting to get real active in it, and I'm gonna try to give back
Yep.
to other. I get wholesalers. I'm not gonna. I used to pick up the phone every time, help out wholesalers, this and that. It could be a time suck, so you just gotta deal with the serious
For
ones, you
sure.
know.
And that's there was somebody who posted today, I saw them, and they've done it a few times, but I told them to go watch some videos. They still haven't watched the video. So it's like there's people that are going to take action
Yeah,
and there's people that will just go on there and complain. It is what it is. There's action takers and there's people who are always going to have an excuse for this or that.
yeah,
Dude, have you noticed that your social media has it been bringing you some deals? Has it grown your deal flow?
yeah. It's bringing me a lot of buyers,
Yep.
new buyers,
Me too. Me too.
and it's bringing me a lot of JV deals. I got one yesterday that a really good deal, investor friend of mine who's a flipper, and he actually wants to go back to wholesaling. He wants to go to wholesaling and wholesaling. He
Mm-mm.
realized flipping's just too
It
tough right
sucks,
now.
dude.
You
Yes,
know,
it sucks.
the contractors are making the money,
Mhm.
and which is cool. I want them to, but
Yeah.
just too many things could go wrong. And he goes, I'm looking for deals to keep my contractors busy. That's
Hmm.
really,
Yep.
he'll probably be part of Travis's group, and I'm trying to get him on there. But anyways, he brought a deal to me yesterday, so yeah, I get a ton of deals from
Yep.
it, which
Yep.
is great.
Yeah, shout out to Travis. Ever since I've joined that mastermind, I've really grown a lot. I really didn't want to tell people about it because I'm like, I hate it when other people are in it. I like a safe community where I can like we talk about ideas and then, but at some point I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's all about the abundance mindset. You know what I'm saying? If I'm thinking small like that, you never know when those people could bring me an apartment deal and I can make a fat lick.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think that's the right mindset to have.
yeah. There's so many deals to
How
go
did you
around.
find that apartment deal?
It came from just from the community, a
Yeah,
wholesaler.
see, there you
Yeah,
go. Yep.
yeah, that's
Yep.
it.
Absolutely, dude.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. I'm trying to think. So, what's your goal? What do you see you doing in the next couple years? Where are you trying to go?
I want to be with wholesaling. I'm with the systems I'm doing it that I'm using now before, and it's a grind, right? Which I like. It could be 10, 14, 15 hours a day grind, always working on the weekends, all that
Yeah.
good stuff. And I
Yep.
love
Yep.
it. But
Yep.
you know what, man? I always said when I retire, I'm gonna work 8 hours a day. That's gonna feel like being retirement, you know. I want to, if I could make, I always say this, if I was making $50,000 consistent every month wholesaling,
How much?
50 grand a
Yeah,
month
that's
wholesaling
kind of
consistently.
yep, that's the goal for sure.
And guess what? If I only made 30 1 month, or
Yeah.
3 months in a row, I'm gonna be
Uh-huh.
pretty happy.
Yep.
And then I want to pick up some long-term stuff. I would like to, one of my things is instead of like storage units, I would like to get some vacant land where you store RVs, you store boats,
Mhm.
dumpsters. I own a dumpster company,
Yep.
things
Yep.
like that.
Yep. Yep.
I would like to start build. It's something I'm looking into right now in certain areas is those tiny homes and container homes in certain areas of Detroit. I'd like to start making neighborhoods of those type of homes. So I'm looking into that right now.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I just got helped get a storage facility under contract, and I thought about trying to take it down myself, but dude, it's just like those other things, they are time suckers. And that's why I
Yeah,
keep going back and forth. I'm like, okay. And then I just sold some country land that was perfectly right on a great intersection that would have made a great RV park, or you could have built some commercial shops there. But right now, buying and selling wholesale and wholesaling, like I'm killing it. I'm making a ton of
yeah,
money. And that's why I'm like, is it worth trying to stop and do something like that? Is that going to bring up enough income to take me away from what is really making me money now? That's why I'm trying to really be laser focused and
yeah. That
intentional.
makes sense.
But I'm right there
Yeah,
with you, bro. Right there with you. Absolutely.
yeah. Like I seen Travis, he'll find that great deal, and he's got it set up where it doesn't take time away from him
Yes.
because he has the
Yes.
system set up where
Mhm.
everyone else is doing it,
Yep.
and he's
Exactly,
in the
bro.
deal. So
And
we
that,
gotta.
yes, that's where
That's why
I'm
we got.
trying to go.
That's what we got to
VAs,
figure out.
systematized,
Yeah,
everything, where it's because, dude, I'll be honest, like I'm never in the office. I'm always checking jobs and this, and that's why, whereas you're probably in the office like Travis is a lot. See, it's way
yeah,
different. I'm always checking this, that, looking at properties. I need to be able, and I don't enjoy being in the office, honestly, or Ma- I don't know. There's something I have against it. I don't. There's something that's not like I don't enjoy coming into the office. Like it almost feels like inconvenience.
I was the same way until I decided to go virtual. I never was a virtual wholesaler until I joined RJ's group,
Yep.
Titanium, in April of last year. And I love staying in. I
You
always
do?
was on the road. I
Yeah.
loved it
Yep.
because you're out, you're free, you can do whatever
Yep.
you want. But man, staying in the office, you could make more money. You could
I
do more
believe it.
phone.
Yep.
And you don't, I'm not talking about cold, like if you had a cold call, we don't cold call.
Yeah.
You're talking to the deals, you're solving problems,
Yep. Yep.
you're making deals happen. And that's changed because I always wanted to be on the road. Now I
Yep.
hate going out on the road.
Yep. Yep. See, I would think I would enjoy it too. Being like, man,
Yeah.
I'd be so much more organized, could actually like comp things from my computer
Yeah.
and versus I'm writing shit down on a sticky note and I
Yeah.
got my iPad over here. So that's the goal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, shout out your socials. Where can we find you?
My social is Todd, Todd V. My middle initial is my name's Vernon, but Todd V Chunn, Chunn 313. That's Detroit zip code or area code. Todd V Chun 313. Join my Facebook group,
TC
TC Deals
Deals.
Detroit.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, TC
Sweet.
Deals Detroit. Reach out, send me a text anytime, 248-497-9195.
Got it. Sweet. You're the man, brother. Thank you so much for
Cool.
coming on.